Hey, it's May here. If you want to have bigger, better opportunities in your career, then it's important to have a good working relationship with your boss. And having a strong relationship depends on building trust. Trust that you're going to get the job done. Trust that you're going to be supportive. And trust that you are going to represent the team well, internally and externally. While trust is definitely a two-way street, let's start by focusing on the part that you can control. So there are three strategies, three ways that you can be building trust, and they're interrelated. The first one is what I call good contracting up front. And this is about setting expectations at the start. So a case where I did this really badly was when I was very junior. My new boss said to me, May, put together a one-pager on each client so that we're prepared before our meetings next week. I went away, did a ton of work, very detailed one-pagers, proudly handed them in, and he said, whoa, that's way too much detail. I wanted quick and dirty, and frankly, I would have preferred to have it a day or two ago. That was a total misfire on my part. So what good contracting up front looks like is asking questions so you understand. Here are three that I like. First, what does success look like? Second, what standard of excellence are we shooting for? And third, what's a timeline? Are there milestones? And the reason these are important is then you know what results you're shooting for, and you can negotiate for more resources or more time if you can't get it done in the expected amount of time. And it also helps you know what done looks like so you don't end up going over the top and wasting time like I did. And it also gives you a framework for updating your boss on what's going on, which leads to the second point, which is called operational transparency. And this is a term that Professor Ryan Buell writes about in a Harvard Business Review article. So this is about making your progress and potentially your process visible to your boss as you go. And think of restaurants, the ones where you can see the kitchen, you can see the chefs working. The studies have shown that the diner sees the effort and then values the experience more. And the chefs see the impact they're having, feel more appreciated, and are more likely to go the extra mile. So that's a win-win. And you can create the same thing at work in your work. So what this looks like is giving progress updates, whether you do that straight up, just when every milestone is met, or you could do it a little bit more creatively and involve your boss by saying something like, we're about to finish phase one, and if you have additional thoughts that you'd like to make sure we incorporate, please let us know before the weekend so that we can make that happen. And this does not mean sharing all the gory details. It means sharing the amount that would make your boss feel comfortable and like they can trust you. So the benefit is this helps your boss understand and appreciate the value you're delivering. It also helps them to trust that you are going to get it done. And this is especially helpful if your boss is a micromanager and if you are working remotely, so your boss can't see you and doesn't bump into you in the office. Then the third piece, the third strategy, is to create moments of delight. And this is about surprising your boss in a positive way. You want to make sure you're doing this occasionally, because if you do it all the time, then it's going to become your new normal. An example here is think of a luxury hotel. So there's one in India called Oberoi Hotels, and they've given their staff members a small budget that they can spend whenever they see an opportunity to delight a guest, and they can just go ahead and execute right there. And it's resulted in their getting really high ratings consistently. So in our case, it means tailoring to our individual boss what that experience might be. So for some, it might be you're showing extra creativity, or finishing something way before the deadline, or solving a really knotty problem, taking care of something that your boss doesn't like to do, so that when they say, oh, now we got to do X, you can say, already done. Maybe it's making them look good in front of their boss, or bringing something that you've done elsewhere into your work here and surprising them with this new way of looking at something and thinking about it and doing it. So the benefit to you is that this makes you memorable for great reasons. It creates in your boss a raving fan, and we all need raving fans, and it helps you showcase your unique strengths. So building trust is really important, and it's an ongoing endeavor that takes time and requires multiple touch points. And yet, trust can be destroyed in just moments. So you really want to be focusing and making sure on an ongoing basis that you continue to build trust with your boss. It's really worth the effort. So what I'm curious about is, how will you continue to build trust with your boss? Leave a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear. And if you're watching this from anywhere other than my blog, head on over to maybusch.com/blog, and I look forward to welcoming you there. And remember, be bold, play big, and spark joy for yourself and everyone around you.